So that was String Quartet 5 in Scape. So almost 20 years went between the writing of String Quartet 5 and String Quartet 6. 5 was written in 1969 and 6 was written in 1986. And the 6th is entitled Tintin Abulari. Tintin Abulari. I don't know how to pronounce that, but and I don't know the reference, but that's the name, Tintin Abulari. Anyway, so the sixth sees a new stage in the string quartets. It's kind of a it's like atonal, serial-ish, but not really serial. It was this mathematical thing he was trying out, and this is actually, it's one of my least favorite. It's probably my least favorite of the set. Number 6 is. I don't think it works out that well, personally. But here it is. I'll play a little bit for you. Quartet number 7. So quartet number 7 is written in a similar language, but not as dense. That's what I'm looking for. Not as dense, a little more accessible. It's the only quartet without a nickname, and it's a pretty cool quartet. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty cool. The first movement contains a lot of, it's in 3 movements, again, like most of his quartets. And the first movement has a lot of really pseudo-waltz kind of moments, which is always pretty cool. I like pseudo-waltz kind of moments. And the second quartet, or not quartet, the second movement of the quartet is interesting because it also has microtones. What he does is the movement is based on a triad, or a triad, where the third of the triad is a microtone. So therefore, it's kind of in between a major triad and a minor triad. It's kind of interesting. Kind of want it to go one way or the other, but it never does. And the third movement, I forgot how the third movement sounded, honestly. But I'll play the first movement, a little bit of the first movement for you, and a little bit of the second movement, because I think those are the good ones. Okay, so here's a little bit of the first movement. Here is a little bit of the second movement. So string quartet number 8 is written in 5 movements. It's the only quartet in more than more than 3 movements, I think, from what I can tell. I mean, string quartets 1 through 5, or 1 through 6 on the recording I have, they didn't divide the movements by track. They had all the movements on one track, so it's a little hard to tell with those ones. But the second recording I had of 7 through 10, they do divide the movements by tracks. So I think it's the only quartet with more than 3 movements, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, the 8th quartet is entitled, God, what's the title? Hold on, sorry. My mind is blanking. It's kind of a long title. Let's see. Oh, okay. The string quartet number 8 is entitled Night Descending Like Smoke. And it's filled with lots of really creepy night sounds. Yeah, it's very kind of a creepy quartet, and it's very nocturnal in its feel. The each each movement has a name actually. The first movement is called Eulogy. The second movement is called Man, as in Homo sapien man, I guess. The third movement is called Voyage. The fourth movement is called Night Descending. And the fifth movement is called sorry, I'm waiting for my iTunes to scroll. Elegy. Okay. So, Eulogy, Man, Voyage, Night Descending, and Elegy. So those are the titles of the movements. I actually want to play a little bit of all the movements because they're all kind of fun and creepy. So here's the first movement. Here's the second movement. Here's the third movement. The fourth movement. And the fifth movement.